Hi, this is Sage of the Stage. I'm a vocal coach and a musician. Well, more accurately, I'm a vocal professor, but YouTube probably doesn't like that kind of construction of words in a YouTube title. I mean, you have to optimize and stuff like that. So I just say vocal coach. It seems easier and people seem to search that term more. Imagine you clicking this video saying vocal professor reacts to that. I don't know. That doesn't sound too interesting. At least that's what the YouTube algorithm says. Anyway, today, once again, I'm going to listen to Anuja Kamat explaining a little bit more about Raags. I already did a video where I put myself in a student kind of position, really wanting to learn more about Raags. And Anuja Kamat is a great educator about these topics, especially like Indian classical music and stuff like that. And I really enjoyed making that video. I really learned a lot of points that I didn't know until that time. There's still an enormous amount of information that I don't know about Indian music, but let's take it step by step. I really enjoy the sound of it. Now, doing these kinds of videos to educate myself, and hopefully maybe you learn something in the process as well. But the end goal is not for me to learn how to sing Raags, because I think I would need years and years of really practicing it day and night, and having maybe some gurus, some mentors that would really help me understand that. And that's not really something that I'm striving for. Nothing wrong in that, but that's not something that I'm going to do in my life. I don't really see a big use of Raags in my life, but at the same time, it doesn't hurt knowing more. And who knows, maybe some of that information can be used in some other forms of music as well, and that's what I always enjoy doing. Today, I'm watching a video titled One Song Sung in Different Raags. It's in Hindi, so I'm not really understanding every single word, but it's a good thing that it has English subtitles. So let's just see where this takes us. But before we get into it, I would just like to, say that I have a Patreon page. And if you would like to support the making of these videos, support this never-ending strive of learning and improving ourselves in every way possible, but in a music sense mostly, because that's what this channel is all about, consider becoming a part of my Patreon page. There are a lot of perks for you there, like seeing the videos before anybody else, like having your names at the end credits of my videos, like suggesting video ideas, like what videos I should react to in the future, a bunch of cool stuff. Check it out. There will be a link in the description and also at the end of this video. And depending on the tier you choose, there are more and more perks. Even if you choose the first basic tier, that will mean the world to me. It will help me so much into making these videos. You don't even know how much. Anyway, without further ado, let's go check this video out together. Movie Mere Huzur. Let me just see if the subtitles are turned on.
नमस्ते, मैं हूँ अनुजा कामत और अभी जो मैंने आपके सामने गाना गाया, उस गाने की सिचुएशन कुछ ऐसी है कि जो हमारे फिल्म का हीरो है.
Okay, the subtitles are just way too small. I know that this will have a nasty reflection in my glasses, but hey, this is how I look with my glasses. Yeah. So yeah, these are my professor glasses, and I just need to know what I'm reading if I want to understand anything. Okay, let's do this again.
नमस्ते, मैं हूँ अनुजा कामत और अभी जो मैंने आपके सामने गाना गाया, उस गाने की सिचुएशन कुछ ऐसी है कि जो हमारे फिल्म का हीरो है, वो अपने पुराने प्यार को भुला नहीं पा रहा
of the movie is unable to forget
ये हीरो
love.
कौन है? तो वो एक नवाब है.
He's a nobleman,
तो
a royalty
जाहिर सी
personal.
बात है कि नवाबों के दर्द
Oh,
भी
so
बहुत
he's a
शाही
royal
होते
man,
हैं.
like.
तो इसको ध्यान रखते हुए जो इस गाने के म्यूजिक कंपोजर्स हैं,
Composer of this song,
उन्होंने इस गाने को राग दरबारी कन्नड़ा
composed the
में
song
कंपोज
Raag Darbari Kannada.
As the name
Canada.
suggests, Raag Darbari Kannada.
Okay, so she says, as the name suggests, Raag Darbari Kannada means royal quarters.
दरबार में गाने जाने वाला एक राग था. ऐसी कहावत है कि मियाँ तानसेन जो बादशाह अकबर के दरबार में गायक
So it
थे,
seems that this is kind of the
उन्होंने
first
इस
राग
राग
that
को
was
पहली
performed
बार
in a royal court,
दरबार में
Emperor
प्रदर्शित
Akbar.
किया. तो राग दरबारी कन्नड़ा अपने आप में ही बड़ा एक रॉयल राग है और उसी के
So
साथ
that's why
साथ
this
आसानी
राग
ठाट
became
से
royal.
होने के कारण इस
And as it belongs to Asavari Tat, it has the notes Ga, Da, and Ni in their variant forms
राग में
komal.
ग ध और नी ये स्वर कोमल लगते हैं।
What
उसकी
is
वजह
komal?
से और राग के चलन की वजह से इस राग में
Chalan.
एक गंभीर
Chalan.
भाव, एक किस्म
Last
का
time I didn't know how
दर्द
to
ये महसूस
pronounce
होता
that.
है। राग दरबारी कनाडा का चलन कुछ इस प्रकार है।
So what does she say? Due to this and due to the typical Chalan of the rag, it has a serious and sad tone to it. That's kind of weird. It's royal, but at the same time it's sad. But then again, we see what's happening to the royal families now.
दर्द ये
They don't have to
महसूस
be
होता है।
happy.
राग दरबारी कनाडा का चलन कुछ इस प्रकार है। सारे
Oh yeah, that sounds very sad. Woo.
तो आपने देखा कैसे गंधार और धैवत ग और ध जो है
Oscillated
दोनों
ga,
ही
da.
आंदोलित थे, यानी कि ग म रे सा द नि प ग म रे सा, ऐसे स्ट्रेट नहीं गाया मैंने उनको।
Yeah, she's never singing straight. And that's what I talked about in my previous videos. I think that these kind of slides in Indian music are called gamakas. And I find them very beautiful because they're not really glissandos as they are in Western music, or if they are, they're quicker, and you're sliding from one note to another, whereas in Western music you'll probably slide from one note to another, but that's about it. You're not going to do this much, and that sliding and kind of using these micro intervals and also using a bunch of different modes, at least in Western music understanding. What I understood from your comments is that some Western modes fit actually some rags, and I find it very interesting. The only thing that I haven't really understood is which exact modes fit which rags. But I'm not really good at naming modes either. I played stuff in Mixolydian, in Lydian, in Aeolian, but sometimes I just mix which one is which. I think I would need more time understanding modes than I would need also even more time understanding rags. But let's take it step by step.
एक ऑसिलेशन दिया।
So this is what she's saying. She didn't just slide from one note, then sing that note straight. She was even, kind of wobbling at that note, making this kind of vibrato, but it's fluid. It's not a vibrato like or something like that. It's more like so it's kind of slower. But it's just, I don't know, it feels like jello, how do you say it? That dessert, wobbly dessert. It feels to me like that when she's singing.
इस oscillation से, यानी कि इस आंदोलन से जो है,
because of those
इससे
oscillations,
राग की
rag
गंभीरता
gets a
बढ़ती
serious flavor.
ये हुई बात
Beautiful.
राग दरबारी कनाडा की और एक sad situation।
So that's one rag called Raags Darbari Kannada that has a melancholy
चलिए
mood.
तो फिर मूड थोड़ा बदल देते
Let's
हैं
change the mood.
और इमेजिन करते हैं कि अगर ये सिचुएशन थोड़ी अलग होती,
So now we're
बहुत ज़्यादा
imagining
अलग
a different
होती,
situation
और अगर हीरो
where the
हीरोइन को
protagonist-
प्रपोज करता और वो खुशी-खुशी इस
Oh,
प्रपोजल को
where the
accept
protagonist's
करता,
love
तो
is
इस
accepted
वक्त
and
कौन
it's a
सा
happy
राग उचित
situation.
होता?
Which
अगर
rag would
मैं
be
म्यूजिक
suitable for
कंपोजर
that?
होती तो मैं इस सिचुएशन
So she says if she was the music composer of this, song from this movie, I think it's a movie, she would go with the rag Bihag. Bihag.
के लिए राग बिहाग को चुनती।
Bihag.
झनक झनक तोरी बाजे पायलिया, झनक झनक तोरी बाजे पायलिया, प्रीत की गीत सुनाए पायलिया, प्रीत की गीत सुनाए पायलिया, 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 झनक झनक तोरी
This really sounds
बाजे
way more
राग
happier. Whoa, how is that happening? So she's saying that she's singing the same rag. No, the same song sung in different rags. And Raags changed the mood completely. The first one was very melancholy, very sad, dramatic, just sad. And I can hear those kind of minor intervals there when she's sliding. But this one is just, happy. And it's not just because she's smiling. You can really hear it in the melody, in the intervals. Even the sliding is kind of happier, which is very weird for me. Let's see what she says. Raag Bihag is a beautiful and romantic raag filled with Sringar ras. Filled with Sringar ras.
राग एक बहुत ही प्यारा राग है और रोमांटिक राग है जिसे हम कहते हैं श्रृंगार रस। तो
Sringar ras. I don't know what
रस
that
से
is.
भरा हुआ ये एक राग है। इस राग में सारे स्वर शुद्ध
All
लगते
the
हैं
notes are.
और
All the notes are.
ये एक राग है। इस राग में
Shudha. Shudha.
सारे स्वर शुद्ध लगते हैं
Shuddha.
और
Shuddha.
शुद्ध म ये स्वर तो लगता ही है
Shuddha ma.
और उसके साथ साथ ही
Very
तीव्र म
interesting.
का
Tevra
बहुत
ma
ही खूबसूरती से
applied in some
इस्तेमाल होता है।
places.
इससे जो है राग में मिठास, एक थोड़ी नजाकत वो बढ़ जाती है। राग बिहाग का चलन कुछ इस प्रकार से है।
So, the next raag that she's
थोड़ी
explaining,
नजाकत वो बढ़ जाती है। राग बिहाग का चलन
the
कुछ
the
इस
the
प्रकार
the the shalan. Again, I'm sorry. I know I'm butchering this every time, but the shanal of raag bihag is as
से है।
follows.
नी सा गा मा गा मा, ये म जो है इस फ्रेज
The
का
original ma.
मा ये शुद्ध है। मा ग रे सा
Magarasa, maga,
मा
ma.
ये शुद्ध है। मा ये म जो है इस फ्रेज का मा ये शुद्ध है। मा ग रे सा।
So it's basically FEDC. So it's basically Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. How I wonder what you are.
फ्रेज का मा ये शुद्ध है। मा ग रे सा
Magarasa.
ये तीव्र है। पा मा प गा मा शुद्ध
Okay,
मा
now she's doing
सा।
variants.
नी सा गा मा गा पा मा प गा मा ग रे सा।
Sounds pentatonic to
ग
me
म प नि सा नि द प
with
द म प
slides.
ग म ग रे सा।
Yeah, I think this raag is probably based on the pentatonic scale, which means you have a scale that's consisted of 5 notes, and you never have a semitone. The easiest way to explain the pentatonic scale is if you just look at the black keys on the piano. So this... It even has that kind of a Chinese vibe. For example, listen to this. And I'm just playing the black keys. Whatever I play, it will sound like that. It just sounds wonderful. You can't go wrong with the pentatonic scale. It's usually used in solos, guitar solos. It's used everywhere. And it's a beautiful scale. I think this raag is based on that scale or that kind of mode. The thing with this scale is that it consists of only 5 notes and you never have a semitone. You only have whole steps and steps and a half. Let's say we're in a key of C major. These would be the notes of a pentatonic scale. So you would have a C and a D, which is one whole step. Then you would have a D and an E, a whole step. Then you would jump. You wouldn't play an F. You would jump to a G. That would be a whole step and a half. So step and a half. Then you would have another whole step, G and A, then you would jump again to a C. And I think that's beautiful. So it would sound something like this. And if you add these slides or gamakas and appropriate shalan, which means the mood of the song, you would get different raags, or you would get, Chanel is basically a mood, I believe. So that's what changes the raags enormously. Not just the notes, but the mood of it. And I just find this very inspiring. Let's continue.
अब मुड़ते हैं थर्ड सिचुएशन की
Third
तो
situation.
सीन कुछ ऐसा है कि हीरो ने हीरोइन को प्रपोज तो कर लिया है।
Okay, so the third situation, the scene, the male protagonist has proposed to his love, thinking that she will surely
और
accept
हीरो
it.
को लग रहा है कि चलो हीरोइन तो मान जाएगी, हम
But
में क्या कमी है कि जो वो हमें ना कहेगी। पर हमारी हीरोइन निकली एटीट्यूड
but
वाली।
she
उसने
rejects
भी कह
him
दिया कि
bluntly.
मुझे तुमसे शादी नहीं करनी, और तो और मैं रिलेशनशिप में भी नहीं रहना चाहती तुम्हारे साथ।
Okay.
तो इस वक्त
This hurt the
उसी
feeling of
क्षण
our
हीरो का जो है,
egoistic
हमारा हीरो
protagonist.
इगोइस्टिक है,
Okay.
तो उसके ईगो को बहुत
I love
बड़ी
the
ठेस पहुंची
storytelling
है।
behind all of
उसको
this.
गुस्सा आ रहा है, किस्म
He's
का
angry, he's
फ्रस्ट्रेशन है,
frustrated,
और वो सोच
and
रहा है
he
कि
thinks,
कैसे
how on
कैसे ये
earth
हीरोइन
could
मुझे
she
ना कह
reject the
सकती है।
proposal?
तो ऐसे सिचुएशन में
In this situation, I'd go with Raag
मेरे
Sokhni.
हिसाब से राग सोहनी बहुत ही एप्ट है।
Sokhni?
झनक झनक तोरे बाज पायलिया, झनक झनक तोरे बाज पायलिया, प्रीत की गीत सुनाए पायलिया, प्रीत की गीत सुनाए पायलिया, झनक झनक तोरे बाज पायलिया।
Okay, so without hearing the explanation, this surely sounds more aggressive. Yes, I can see it on her face. But not just that. The way she's singing, she doesn't have that warm color when she's singing. She doesn't do these slides almost at all, or they're very shorter in this version, in this kind of rock. And the notes that she's singing are all just a bit higher. They're like maybe, I don't know, maybe a quarter tone higher. And it just gives it this, well, just angry quality. It's just piercing through. Her voice is just sounding more metallic here. It just feels like, she's really mad at, or the protagonist is mad. And whew, it's amazing how much you can change the same song with just giving it a different feeling. And isn't that beautiful? I mean, this is just crazy.
सोनी ये मारवा ठाट का
Raag
राग है।
Soni belongs
तो
to
इसमें रे
Marva,
कोमल
that, and so has Re, Komal, and Ma Tevra.
और म तीव्र लगता है।
Tivra.
रे कोमल अपने आप में
Re
ही बहुत
Komal
ही
is a sad note,
दर्द भरा
while
नोट है,
Tevra Ma
और
is
तीव्र म
restless.
एक
So it's
इंटेंस,
dangerous
एक एंग्शियस
combination. So she's actually describing the notes that she's using.
काइंड ऑफ नोट है। तो
Amazing.
कॉम्बिनेशन बड़ा ही डेंजरस है। उसी के साथ साथ सोहनी
And with this,
राग जो है, इसकी
Sony
स्पेशलिटी ये है
focuses on the
कि
upper
वो
notes.
ऊपरी स्वरों में गाया जाता
Yeah,
है। तो
I noticed that.
आपको महसूस हुआ ही होगा कि जब आप गुस्सा
And
होते
this is what I was saying. Our voice has a high pitch to it when we're angry. That's what I was saying. She sounded like her whole rock was just maybe, I don't know, quarter tone higher. It just sounded pitchier. It sounded more upwards. And the other thing that I want to say, whenever they're singing these rocks, it's always just this note. That's the thing with Indian music, Indian classical music. You just always have this note at the background that's just laying there, like this bass note. I'm not sure what instrument that is. That's some kind of a classical instrument, and it just gives them the freedom to do whatever they want with their voice. So basically, always, or not basically, always, when singing rags, it's an improvisation, and depending on the mood, depending on even, I think, the time of the day, some rags are more suitable. If I understood correctly, there are rags that you would sing only in the afternoon. There are rags that you would only sing by night. And all of that just tells you much about the culture. I don't know, music is wonderful. Music, food, dancing, I just love all of it. And this just takes me on a journey. Since the world is in this pandemic situation, we can't travel anywhere far. So this is my best attempt to escape my town just a little bit and, go on a journey, a musical journey.
जब आप एंग्शियस होते हो तब आपकी आवाज बहुत चढ़ी लगती है।
And Sony represents this, higher
चढ़े
voice.
मूड को राग सोहनी बहुत ही अच्छी तरीके से एक्सप्रेस करता है, बिकॉज वो ऊंचे स्वरों में गाया
I've
जाता
totally
है।
noticed that.
ऊपर का सा जो है, तार सा जो है, उसको
Sa is
सबसे
important
ज्यादा
note
महत्व
in
है।
this rock.
गमदनि सा,
Uh-huh.
सा नि धनि सा रे सा, ग रे सा नि धनि सा, तो ऊपर के सा पे ठहरा जाता है। अब मुड़ते
Okay, so that note is very important because that's probably the note that gives you the most unease, for some reason. Sa should be a sixth. So in this case, she's singing a C there.
है, उसको सबसे ज्यादा महत्व है।
So you really need to sit on that note.
गमदनि सा, सा नि धनि सा रे सा,
Sa, ni, sa, mi, na.
धनि सा रे सा, ग रे सा नि धनि सा।
Yeah.
तो ऊपर के
So
साथ
sitting
नहीं
on
रहा
it
जाता
really
है।
gives you this restless feeling because for some reason that interval is a dissonant kind and it just gives you this, restlessness, anger, beautiful.
अब मुड़ते हैं हमारे फोर्थ
Now the
और
fourth
आखिरी
and final
सिचुएशन की ओर।
situation.
हमारा हीरो जो है
Our male
वो
protagonist is tired of the
सारे संसार के
worldly
बंधनों से ऊब
relations.
चुका है और उसे अब
The joys and
दुनिया के
sorrows
सुखों
no
से और
longer
दुखों से
interest
कोई
him.
मतलब नहीं रहा। वो एक बैरागी बन गया है।
He
तो
has
ऐसे
become
माहौल
he has become what?
दुखों से कोई मतलब नहीं रहा। वो एक
A stoic.
बैरागी बन गया है। तो ऐसे माहौल में
Which
कौन
rag would
सा
suit
राग
such a
उचित है?
situation?
मेरे हिसाब से राग भैरवी
According to me, Rag Bhairavi, Bhairavi, Rag Bhairavi. Man, I'm butchering all of these. Sorry.
माहौल में कौन सा राग उचित है? मेरे हिसाब से राग भैरवी is the
Bhairavi,
best rag for this situation.
best rag for this situation.
झनक झनक तोरी बाज पायलिया, झनक झनक तोरी बाज पायलिया, प्रीत की गीत सुनाए पायलिया, प्रीत की गीत सुनाए पायलिया, झनक झनक तोरी बाज पायलिया।
Okay, for me, this rock started very deep, so I thought she was going to just use the deeper register for this one. I think that might be one of the interesting things about this rock, but she also went a bit up there. The thing that I don't really understand with this one is I would have a bit harder time recognizing this one, I think, because it's similar to the sad one. It feels to me just sad and depressed. It feels like you're just, I don't know, like you're giving up on life. Let's see what she says.
क्रम के अंत में राग भैरवी को गाया जाता है
Bhairavi Rag.
और इंडियन फिलॉसफी के हिसाब से जो
So according to Indian philosophy, life must end with renunciation and liberation.
हमारे जीवन का अंत है वो सरेंडर से होना चाहिए, एक किस्म के
Surrendering, yeah.
liberation से होना चाहिए।
That's what
तो
renunciation
इस
means.
भावना
Bhairavi?
को राग भैरवी बहुत
Bhairavi. It doesn't sound the same as it's written, so that's what bothers me. Bhairavi. Let me try that one more time.
liberation से होना चाहिए। तो इस भावना को राग भैरवी बहुत ही उचित प्रकार से
Bhairavi, it represents this sentiment aptly.
प्रदर्शित
So I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't know what that word means. Aptly. Oh, it means appropriate. Aptly. Why didn't you just say appropriate?
राग भैरवी का चलन कुछ इस
So the channel of Bhairavi is as follows.
हिसाब से है। नि सा ग म प ग म नि
Note in Bhairavi, Ra, Ga, Da, and Ni are the most important.
चलिए इसी के साथ
Okay, let me listen to that one more time because it was shorter.
भैरवी का चलन कुछ इस हिसाब से है। नि सा ग म प ग म नि द प ग म रे सा
I like that one. I like that slide.
सा ग
The-
म प ग म नि द
That one.
प
Woo.
ग म रे सा। चलिए इसी के साथ हम इस एपिसोड को समाप्त करते हैं। अगर
Let us
आपको
now
ये
end the
वीडियो पसंद
episode.
आया हो तो जरूर
If you
इस
like the video,
को
give
thumbs
it
up
a thumbs
दीजिए
up.
और
Go and subscribe.
do share this video with your music lover friends।
Do share your
अगर
video with
आपके
your
कोई,
music lover friends. I think I'm
comments
doing
है,
that.
feedbacks है तो कमेंट सेक्शन में जरूर इसे लिखिए। आई एम आल्सो अवेलेबल ऑन अदर सोशल मीडिया
She's
लाइक
also
फेसबुक
available.
एंड इंस्टाग्राम एंड आई हैव प्रोवाइडेड द लिंक इन द
Okay, you can understand this part. She's saying in English. Or you should understand
मेरे अगले एपिसोड
everything.
तब तक के
You're
लिए
not like me.
पीस बी विद यू। ओम शांति।
So once again, Anuja Kamat, amazing educator. I really love her videos. The way she's just so natural when she's talking. And I just love her videos. They're all sincere. It's just showing them as they are. She's never acting, she's never pretending to be somebody else. You can really understand that this is what she's passionate about. And know she's doing a great job educating all of us with this. Thank you, Anuja Kamat, for being such an interesting teacher. Everybody, I know that her channel is being inactive right now, or as she says, non-functional in her about section, but please subscribe to her channel, show her some love, share her videos. I think she really deserves that. And who knows, maybe we encourage her to get back to YouTube once again and continue filming her videos. Anuja, if you're watching this by some chance, I wouldn't mind having a casual talk with you, maybe do a video together, something like a podcast if you will, and let me know if you're interested in that. Thank you everybody for watching, that means a lot to me. Again, if you want to support the making of these videos and the future of this channel, consider becoming a part of my Patreon page. That's where everything is happening. It means so much to me, even if you choose the lowest tier possible. Every bit of support means so much, and you just don't know. It just means more than you might realize. That's all I want to say. If you enjoyed this video, like it, share it with your friends, consider subscribing, and hit that bell to get notified about my next videos. And what can I say? Thanks for being here. You look wonderful, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.